What's going on, you guys? So I just got done watching the Chris Eubank Jr. Conor Benn highly anticipated fight. I believe the fight lived up to the hype. I believed it was a great fight. I saw a lot of good things from Conor Benn in the fight, and I saw a lot of good things from Chris Eubank in the fight. I think the right man won. I believe Chris Eubank won this fight, decisively. I thought he, boxed better in the moments in the fight than a Conor Benn. And I think when it came to the inside, he fought better at times than Conor Benn. That's not to say that Conor Benn didn't have his moments earlier on in the fight. You saw him stun Chris Eubank. And honestly, throughout the entire fight, it looked like Conor Benn was the heavier puncher of the two. Threw the heavier shots throughout the whole entire fight too. Another thing about Conor Benn, he moved up 2 divisions to make this fight happen with Chris Eubank, and you saw almost every single punch he threw throughout 12 rounds was a hard shot that ultimately, he's going for the knockout from round 1 to round 12. Every shot he threw was powerful. He gave it his all. Kudos to Conor Benn. Another thing too is he took a lot of those shots from Chris Eubank. Chris Eubank wasn't loading up on everything, but at times he would sneak in there, a pretty heavy shot, and Conor Benn took it well. So I was impressed with Benn in that aspect. And he definitely won some rounds, definitely won some moments. It seemed like almost every single round he started fast, and then as the round went on, he faded, and you would see Chris Eubank, pick up the pace the last minute of the round, and ultimately could have won a lot of rounds just like that. What I think went wrong for Benn was, he threw everything he had with every single punch, and over the course of 12 rounds, you saw him slowly decline. And Chris Eubank, he finished strong, but at the end of the 12th round, they both looked gassed. I think one thing I liked from Benn, and if he would have picked up on this sooner, it could have definitely changed the course of the fight. And I saw in round 10, he landed like 4 mean left hooks to the body. And I think if he had picked up, body work earlier on in the fight, that could have taken a toll on Chris Eubank, and I could definitely have saw him stopping him. Like I said earlier, Conor Benn looked like the bigger puncher of the two. And a lot of that may have to do with Chris Eubank having to drain himself down to make the 160-pound limit, which he barely didn't even make. He came in a little bit over, but not only that, there was a rehydration clause on this fight as well. I believe he couldn't go anything over 170 the night of the fight. So that could have also made Conor Benn look like the bigger puncher, as well as his punch resistance could have been affected there. And cardio conditioning. All those things can take a toll on you when you're draining your body to make a certain weight. But I think for the most part, he looked good. He looked strong in there. Conor Benn spent a lot of time on the ropes, and I think Chris Eubank, being the naturally bigger guy, size-wise, was able to smother a lot of Conor Benn's work and then also tire him out with his body constantly leaning on him and landing an accumulation of punches at times. I think that's what won Chris Eubank the fight. He boxed well, like I said, at times, controlled a lot of the fight with his jab. And then when it came to time for him to fight on the inside, he would either clinch smart or, land a flurry of punches. And that very well could have taken the toll on Conor Benn as well. But I was impressed by both. I would like to see a rematch. I think if Conor Benn actually, changes a few things, like attacking the body a lot earlier on, maybe not headhunting and trying to, land a knockout shot every single punch, I think he could do better. And he probably could last and be stronger over the course of 12 rounds, a lot more than he did tonight. But all in all, man, I thought it was a good fight. Conor Benn did mention, a possible rematch or going back down to 147 and making that Mario Barrios fight for the WBC title. I think both of those fights are good fights. Both of them make sense if you're Conor Benn. But I was impressed with his outing at 160. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see what he has next. And then as far as Chris Eubank, he didn't mention anything about a possible rematch. I'm sure that's going to be on the table, and I would think that's the fight to make right after this one. But let me know what you guys think. Who did you have winning the fight? Do you want to see it again? Hate, like, comment, subscribe. Till next time.